play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there. Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. Back live now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out.
Watch left. Start right there. Back it up, Philly. Here we go. All right, here we go. Detroit. Watch him now, Barney.
To throw on 2nd down is gone. Eluding the pressure right. And this is Latimer, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
No. Check, Patriot. Watch him now, Barney. Check.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. They go play action here on 1st down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Blue 90.
A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Throwing again is gone. This is Reese on the ground. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Tavon Austin with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Rams are once again going to retake the lead. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Dante Moncrief now here on the return. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They run the counter. Smallwood uses the stiff arm. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. 2nd down following the run.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes. Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Wilson, and this will be incomplete.
I remember growing up playing basketball, my coaches always talked about communicating on defense, making sure you talk on defense, know where your screens are, know where the cuts are coming from, who has who. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in football. Even though there's more noise out there, you can hear all the screams of screen, screen. This defense, the
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Whoa! It still won't go down. 22 yards on the pickup there. And that leads to a Los Angeles first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. He gets it complete to Latimer. Give him 30 yards there.
When I watched Jared Goff on tape at Cal, I saw a guy who wasn't just a dart thrower. You know, a lot of people said, he's perfect for the West Coast offense. I always thought he could do a little bit more, and that was the reason why. He can push it downfield. He has a good, strong arm.
On first down, Goff, flushed out right, stays on his feet. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here's Wilson. And the reception made by Dante Moncrief. A good pickup there at 22. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. First down, a run with Smallwood. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Throwing is Wilson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. And if they want to keep this drive alive, they'll need 8 yards here on 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Wilson. He'll rifle this one. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by T.J. McDonald. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
How about that interception? Like father, like son. Tim McDonald Sr. had 40 interceptions in the NFL, playing with Arizona and San Francisco. His son trying to follow in his footsteps.
After the interception, here's Goff. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year. On second down, here's Goff. Oh, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there. Well, he just threw an interception last drive, nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of different from driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? Because that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On first down, it's Gurley. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And quickly, they get to the line. To throw is Goff. Being chased out left. And he'll slide. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Throwing on third. Goff. And Latimer's got it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Cody Latimer in the final seconds of the first half. And the Rams add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
He's going to let it go again. And that's off the mark, incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup as we send you across the country to Orlando. Standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And the hands team for the Rams able to secure the football. And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Here's Goff now on 2nd down. Looking for Austin, intercepted. A great down the numbers. There he goes. 20, 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski, and that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Here's Goff. They'll throw underneath for Gurley. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
2nd and 10. Goff again. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. Look at the dance and the juke. And he takes it down deep into Atlanta territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game? Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all these movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams add on to their lead. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is
and the Rams got him. They bring him down. And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
They come out here in the eye. To throw is Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Throwing is Wilson, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately. accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Tavon Austin saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And the Rams add on to their lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Shift together here from the D-line. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Now Wilson. Over the middle, the connection to Hearns. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And they're going to speed things up here. Wilson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Aaron Donald in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Now Wilson on second down. Caught. It's Cruz left side. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on fourth down. Running for it, Smallwood. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've got to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Double tight, guys, double tight. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Let's go. To 3, 19. Feed. Over. Leopard. Leopard. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Back to the air. Goff on second down. They'll roll him out right. Over the middle, he hits Austin. Tavon Austin, he's going to go. Touchdown, L.A. Tavon Austin, 77 yards. And the Rams add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is? Is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Now Moncrief to return. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
23 yards on the play, and they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He sets to fire deep and almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. Spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running back.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And he finds Jason Morrow. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football.
And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete. Virgil Green is tied in, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
That's caught. It's Thomas. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Wilson will throw again. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Wendell Smallwood taking it in. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Wilson going to throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, the Falcons got it. Yep, Atlanta football. You know, it's interesting. There was not an onside kick recovered the first 7 weeks in 2015. Teams were 0 of 24, Charles, to start the year. Has it gotten harder to recover these onside kicks?
I don't think it's gotten harder, but when you cite stats such as 0 for 24,
that's staggering.
That keeps people from trying it at all.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there for the 20th time this year as he continues what could be a record-setting season. Now Wilson on second down. He's going to launch this thing way down. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
All right, now look at this.
Another carry now for Gurley. Fighting through. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Touchdown, LA. Todd Gurley, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now Moncrief to return. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Second and 10 now, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Escaping the pressure right. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And he's going to Tavon Austin, 34 yards. And the Rams just continue to pour it on. And they're able to up the lead by one more. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And he is out of bounds here on the return. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Green alone out to the right. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. He finds Hearns left side. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right? And sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Throwing now, Goff. He has Britt over the middle. That goes for a gain of 31. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game.